We have people call in all the time and they'll ask, give me a ballpark. How much does a window cost? How do I know how to price it and stuff like that? And they think we're being Cajun, like, oh, we can't price it over the phone. We don't know because we want to get out there and put the sales on you and da-da-da-da. Well, the truth is, we can't price it over the phone. And they'll say, well, just give me a ballpark. Well, if I ballpark small white windows, it's one price. If I ballpark large bronze windows, it's another ballpark. So we're even hesitant to do that because there's so many factors that go into replacing your windows and pricing your windows. And the tear out, the condition of the opening, the style of the window, the size of the window, the color inside, the color outside, the grid pattern, the glass design. I mean, there's all kinds of things. I will tell you, windows aren't cheap. Even cheap windows aren't cheap. And you're going to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars depending upon how many windows you're replacing. And I will also say, Thermo King's not the cheap windows. If you're shopping for the cheapest or least expensive, we will not be your solution. If you're shopping for the best and highest end, we will be your solution. And then I can also say, we're not the highest price. There are several companies in Kansas City and in our market areas that are higher prices and not as good a product. But we are nearer the high side than we are the low side. But for that, you get a high-end product with a high-end installation, with a very strong warranty, with the most efficient glass package, triple glass, triple OE, double argon gas. And I mean, everything in our price, when we price it out, it's everything. It's installation, insulation, cleanup, disposal, blah, blah, whatever is required. A lot of window companies will play games. It's an a la carte thing. It's like they'll tell you a real low price, and you'll be like, oh, that's not bad at all. But then you find out, well, this is extra. And if you want your old windows thrown away, it's extra. And if you want your blinds taken down, it's extra. If you want them put back up, it's extra. Everything's extra. And by the time all the a la carte fees, if you will, are added in, it's not that much cheaper, and it's not anywhere near the product. It's not an inexpensive investment, but it's an investment. If you put good windows in your home will increase in value. Your payback will happen over time, and you will be satisfied with your windows. If you make an inexpensive investment and you live in that home anytime whatsoever, there's a lot of times people are regretful that they didn't do it right from the start. Just using as an example, I'm an avid drummer, not a good one, but an avid one. And I don't play in a band, so I'll drum with the radio or whatever. And I bought speakers put in my basement to drum with, and I bought the cheapest speakers I could buy because I'm just drumming with it. Who cares? Well, I blew a channel on those speakers, like 90 days after I had them. And so when I went back, I didn't buy the cheap speakers. I bought the better speakers. And I still have those speakers 15 years later. And I paid double for them what I could have bought speakers for. Most people want to buy a 10-year window. And what I mean by that is most people are like, I'm probably only going to be in this home 6 or 7 or 8 years or whatever, but I want to buy one that lasts 10 so that if I move in 5 or 6 years, it's still good and it doesn't harm the resale or the price. And if I live here longer, than 6 or 7, they're still good for me or whatever. The truth is that window doesn't exist. You're either going to buy a window that won't last that long, or you're going to buy a window that lasts way longer than that. If you put windows in and you get 5 or 6 years out of them before you start having real issues with them and all that, you're like, oh man, now I got to do something with the windows again. And then you're spending money again. Don't skimp on home improvement. It doesn't matter whether it's windows, siding or doors, exterior components, or plumbing or whatever. You get what you pay for. And so make sure you get what you want.